What's up guys, it's your boy Manny back here again with one more review. Guys, today I'm extremely excited. It came in early. I'm gonna try to get this video out right away so you guys see it before Friday, before they actually release to everyone. Guys, I am talking about the Z Flip 3 from Samsung. I got it right here in my hands. I got it in the green color. I don't know, I just saw that color and I thought it was amazing. I need to show you guys that because it looks really good. I also have the Z Fold 3. Now, this one I'm very excited about. I previously owned both of these phones. Last year's model of the Z Fold, I felt like it was missing something. It looks like they kind of fixed those things with this year's model. And I also had the Z Flip 3, and also it was kind of lacking stuff last year. It looks like they addressed all my concerns for both of these phones this year, so I'm super excited. Props to Samsung for listening to us and listening to our criticism and actually adding them to the phone. That's one thing I like about Samsung, that every year they do add the features that we are looking for. I feel like kind of Apple adds features that are nice and they're cool to have, but it's not what we've always asked for. Samsung actually pays attention when it comes down to this. So I want to unbox these. I also have the S Pen here in front of me because now the Fold is S Pen compatible. That's huge, guys. The fact that now I have this big screen tablet basically in my hand and I can use a pen to take notes, that's just awesome that they added that and they incorporated that into it. So we're gonna go over that in a little bit, but right now I'm gonna put that one to the side because that's the one I'm really excited about. So we're gonna start with the Z Flip 3. Now this phone, again, they really upgraded it this year when it comes to that screen on the outside. The screen on the outside that it had last year was a 1.1 inch screen, very small, not useful for absolutely anything. This year they kind of made it bigger. They went to a 1.9 inch screen. So one of the things that we really asked for, it's on the phone. Now, of course, it's still a flagship phone. You still get the Snapdragon 888. You get a 6.7 inch Super AMOLED display, with a 120 refresh rate. The battery is actually pretty good. It's a 3300 milliamp hour battery. Cameras, they didn't really touch on the cameras. Supposedly they fine-tuned them. We'll see how fine-tuned, but the cameras are pretty much the same. And other than that, it's almost identical to last year's model. But I think that actual screen on the outside is going to make a huge difference. Of course, they also changed the look of the phone a little bit. So here's that green color that I'm telling you. I mean, it is just nice. Let's go ahead and peel this off. Right, look at that. And we get our first look at the phone. We got some fingerprints already on it, but man, guys, look at that color. I love the green with the black. It looks nice. It gives the phone a different color. Also, as far as the shape of the phone, they changed it up a little bit this year too. It's a little bit more like, almost like shaved down, so it's a little more squared. So it feels nice in the hand. Man, this is really cool. Now let's take a look at this folding. Boom. Wow, did you feel that hinge? That hinge feels a lot better. That's something that they worked on and something that I'm very excited about because now they're IP68 rated as far as the actual water resistance. So now it's water resistant. The fact that you have a foldable phone that's water resistant, you can splash it, you can get it wet. I mean, that's pretty cool. It's still not dust proof, so I'd stay away from any sand factories or the beach, but the fact that you can now actually go ahead and submerge this underwater, get some water splashed on it, and you don't have to worry so much about it, I think that's huge. They also made the actual screen, they made it 80% stronger, so we'll have to see how that is. So your nails shouldn't affect it as much. Again, remember, it's still a foldable screen, so it's still a very soft screen because it's folding, but they said that they made it a lot harder. Other than that, we have pretty much same button setup. You have the power button / fingerprint button right here. You have your volume rocker on that side. You have the 5G antenna cut out here and your SIM card portion there. So other than that, looks pretty much the same. As far as what else comes in the box, you get this little Samsung thing right here. You get a cable and a quick start guide, and that's it. Of course, no more power brick. That has stopped. We don't get them anymore, guys, so get over it. But I mean, look at this, guys. This phone looks very nice. I love the color. I love how small it is that you can put that in your hand. I mean, that is super Cool. Now, as far as price goes for this bad boy, it did get a little bit cheaper than last year's model. So now we're looking at, as far as the price point, $1,000 for the actual phone. You can get it in 128 or you can get it in 256 as far as storage. RAM, 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's got the new Snapdragon 888. So it is a flagship phone. And what I really like about this phone, if you think about it, when you have it open, it's a flagship, it's a regular phone, but it's a phone that you can make smaller and put it in your pocket, and it just saves space. I think that's amazing that you can do that. So that's really cool, guys. Samsung, they did a great job with this one. I really like it. I'm gonna put this one to the side. Let's go ahead and unbox the Fold. This is what I'm really excited about, guys, because having such a big screen like that the Fold offers, you know, again, like I told you about the Flip is a big phone that gets smaller. This is I mean, it's already a big phone, but it's a big phone that gets bigger. So you're able to now do more with your phone when it comes down to it. As far as price wise, again, it did go down as far as price. $17.99 is the starting price for this. I mean, I know that sounds expensive, but what you have to really think about is the fact that you're getting a phone and you're also getting a tablet. So if you were to pick up a regular phone, spend $1,000 on a flagship phone, and then you also buy a tablet, spend between $500 to $1,000 on that tablet. You're looking at the same price range here. So I'm not comparing it to a tablet, but it has a lot of the same features. So that's pretty good. You can get it in the 256, you can get it in the 512. As far as the actual RAM is 12 gigabytes of RAM, which is awesome. 4,400 milliamp hour battery. It did go a little bit lower than last year, so we're gonna have to test it when it comes down to the screens, because now they upgraded also the screen. Now the outside screen does 120 refresh rate, which it didn't do last year. And I felt like being able to have a 60 hertz display on the front and then open it to get a faster display, it didn't match. It just didn't go well with each other. So now that they added the actual 120 on the outside as well, I think it's gonna pair really nice with the phone. But here you go. Here is the first look when it comes to the Fold. Open up. I got it in the black color. Let's pop this out. How do we do this? Let's see. All right, there we go. And boom, there we have it, guys. Look at that. Beautiful. Look how big the screen is. Now let's see this hinge. Wow, hinge is very nice. Now they did make this a little bit smaller, not by a lot, but you definitely feel it. Also, like the shaped edges is a little bit more squared off to it, but it feels good. You have the matte black on the back. You have the gloss on the actual Samsung hinge. So that looks very nice. Now, as far as the cameras, guys, they didn't really change much. You have a 12 megapixel wide camera, you have the 12 megapixel ultra wide and the 12 megapixel telephoto lens. So same camera array that you had on last year's model. On the back, you have a 10 megapixel selfie shooter right here in the front of the phone. And now what they actually did upgrade was they added a 4 megapixel camera. I don't know if you can see that on the actual screen over there, but I'm gonna show you. They added a 4 megapixel under display camera. So when you have the camera turned on, you'll be able to see the camera. And when you have it turned off, those pixels show whatever you're looking at the screen. So I think that's pretty cool tech, guys. The fact that, I mean, you obviously can still see it. Like, it's there. It's not completely disappearing from the screen by any means necessary, but I think it's a lot less inclusive. Like, you do see it a little bit less, therefore you don't really pay attention to it as much as you would have having the hole punch. Now, what I don't understand is why they didn't go ahead and add that to the actual Flip. I think that would have been nice for them to add it to the Flip as well. So I don't know why they did that, but you know, they did what they did, so whatever. As far as the actual screen goes, guys, on the actual outside, you have a 6.2 inch display. So you got good real estate. I mean, it's obviously a weird like aspect ratio. It's like a candy bar. It's a lot longer than it is width-wise, so it just looks weird. But once you start getting used to it and you look at it and having it, I felt like when I had the last Fold, I was using the outer display a lot and I liked it. I think it is cool that it looks a lot thinner and slimmer. So I think that's nice. Then when you open it up, you have a 7.6 inch. So it basically doubles now. Now you have a very big display. There's a lot more to do with it. And then when you add the S Pen compatibility with it, now you're able to, you know, the notes that you'll be able to take going through your phone, using air gestures. There's a lot of stuff that you're gonna be able to do, which I think is going to be very, very nice. So that's awesome. I'm gonna open that real quick so you guys go ahead and see the actual pen, but it's basically an S Pen. There now is two different S Pens. You got the Pro, and then you have this one, which is the Fold model. The Pro, I don't have it with me, but basically it just has a switch where you can use it for the actual Fold or use it for any other phone. Because of course it is still a folding display, so you have to be very careful with the pressure you put on it. But of course you're able to use it because it does go in a little bit. So here is the actual pen. Looks like a regular little pen. You got the little button there. It does come with a nice little leather enclosure to it, so you can kind of stick it in there and it's there. And then down here you get tips and a little replacement tool to actually change the tips if you need to. So that's pretty cool, but we'll put that over to the side because the main thing is the phones, guys. Now, which one is for you? Of course, that's up to you, for you to decide. Like I said, you're looking at the Flip, guys. The Flip is a very nice phone, and it's basically a flagship phone, same size, but you can fold, make it smaller, and go ahead and put it in your pocket. I think that's very neat to have something like that. With the addition of the actual screen here on the front, the bigger screen, now you can go ahead and launch the camera and actually have a big viewfinder for the camera. You can change modes on the camera. You can see your time. You can see your notifications, who's calling. There's a lot more you can do with that front screen. So it basically now, instead of having to open the phone every single time for small little tasks, you can use this screen on the front to be able to take care of those tasks. So that's really cool if that's something that you of course like and are into. And then now you come into the actual Fold, and the Fold is basically a phone that's, again, good, decent size. It's got good cameras, it works good. But when you need to do something a little bit more, when you need to, let's say, instead of having to jump from app to app, back and forth to copy and paste something, or you're reading something, whatever that takes, you know, more use out of the phone, you just pop that open and now you basically have a tablet in front of you, guys. Now you have a tablet that you can take with you and fold it when you don't need it. That's basically my takeaway from this. You have a phone that opens up and turns into basically a tablet, and you have a phone that closes and gets smaller. I'm gonna go ahead and put these through the paces. I just wanted to kind of show you guys what they look like and how cool they are. The hinge, man, I'm telling you, opening and closing them right now, it's very satisfying. The hinge is much stronger than last year and it feels much better. But I basically just wanted to show you these so you guys can see first impressions of what they look like. I'm gonna put it through its paces and go over everything as far as features, if it's an actual upgrade when it comes down to the Fold. Stay tuned to those videos because I'm really excited about these phones. Anyways, guys, this is Manny signing out with one more review.